Let's get ready to rumble! Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rider. What am I saying? Hold on. Let me switch the gears. Let's change channels. Welcome to the Sentai Hero Special here on the Morphin Network, and we are here to discuss Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger episode 29, Spy and Family. And no, this is not Spy Family like the anime. I've never watched the anime. I've read the first 5 volumes of the manga. It's a really funny manga. I like the premise. But no, I don't think this has anything to do with that, especially since I actually just watched the episode. And I can tell you, like, it has nothing to do with Spy Family, but that's okay. You know, we're not here to talk about Spy Family. We're here to talk about Super Sentai. But, you know, what I'm really grateful for is a certain number of episodes ago, I did mention, hey, you know, like that episode where Mira's ex-boyfriend shows up, like, what the heck happened with the guy that she's supposed to get married with? Yeah, for real. Like, what? Like seriously, what happened? Like I don't even know who her boyfriend is exactly. We find out, oh, he was just a childhood friend, like Sawada from Kamen Rider 5. But I was left asking the question, who's this guy, this mafioso that Mira was supposed to get married with in the first episode? What the hell happened to him? More importantly, why was Mira supposed to get married to him anyways? So I was a little disappointed that when they said Mira's ex was going to be in this one episode, I was disappointed it was supposed to be the ex from the airport, not the one that she was getting married to. But we get a partial wish fulfillment because, well, we'll get right into it. So, yeah, I'm going to try to be as quick as possible because I also have to do Dumb and Dumber tonight. So please bear with me. So, as we saw in the previous episode, the ISA had a job for Ishiro, and you know, Mr. Fix-It wants to get in on it, but he's like, okay, well, I'm very particular and meticulous. If you're gonna join me on my job, you have to follow my instructions to a T. And yeah, so basically he needs to break into a mafia stronghold to recover a very specific artifact. and meanwhile, at the front door of the stronghold, Sakito tries to apply for a job at this stronghold. Turns out that this stronghold belongs to the ex-fiance from the first episode. What the heck happened with him? I have no idea. Why was Mira supposed to get married to him? Unfortunately, we don't even find out in this episode. In fact, we don't even see Mira and this guy even interact with each other at all. Surprisingly enough. Heck, I'm even surprised it's an Ishiro focused episode and not a Mira focused episode. But, you know, it is what it is. So as it turns out that the mafia boss, he's like very like stronger, but the son, who was the ex-fiance, he's apparently a huge fan of the Boonboomgers, which is weird considering that they kidnapped your fiance. But nevertheless, So there's a lot of fanboying going on, a bunch of selfies being taken between the son and Sakito, which is great. Also apparently, Boon Diesel has his own fan base, but Sakito doesn't. Everyone wants to take an autograph with Bundy, but not with Sakito. So that's kind of funny. I like to explore that a little more. But meanwhile, Ishiro infiltrates the family household. Turns out that Taya knows what's up. Like, he knows that Ishiro is secretly doing a job for the ISA because Ishiro is a double agent. Because turns out Ishiro has previously worked for the ISA. And he was supposed to spy on Taya. And he was supposed to confiscate Bundario. So that's literally the circumstance of their meeting. Like Taya just home alone his entire house, and Ishiro got a nice run for his money. It's like, you know what? I want to hire you. You will now be working for me instead of the ISA. But for your first job, you're gonna have to conceal Bundario's presence on Earth, because I don't want the ISA coming after him. So this is actually interesting. So as it turns out that Taya already knew the ISA existed. It's kind of interesting because when we're introduced to Joe as a more prominent character, not just, hey, that random police officer that got wrapped up in a wedding dress, or hey, that random police officer whose gun got scissored in half. No, when we first properly meet Joe, like, he just found out about the ISA. Mira just found out about the ISA. Turns out that not only was Ishiro already employed by them, but also Taya was already aware of their presence. So that's kind of interesting, because, like, how deep do these conspiracies actually go? Yeah, and so Ishiro finds out. Oh yeah, and so, like, part of the reason why he has Ishiro accept the job present day is because he thinks it'll help him figure out what the ISA's actually up to, and that's the thing. Even though Yaibu is part of the ISA, she is just as much in the dark about them as the rest of the Boonboomgers are. And more importantly, she herself has developed a certain distrust in them because of that conversation they had 2 or 3 episodes ago. So that's something that they really needed to put some thought into. So off the record, Yaibu is totally cool with Taya using Ishiro as a double agent. So during the infiltration, we find out that this mob family have a Hashirian key, a nice big one, like the kind that a capo would have. So why would they have a Hashirian key? What's especially interesting is that, like, it really did seem like the three seed trio were supposed to be like the first Hashirians to show up in on Earth. So when did these guys get this Hashirian key? Because there's a lot of stuff that's not adding up. Okay, Hashirians took over other planets, and that's why Genbu is here on Earth now. But when did the Hashirians get to Earth? Because something doesn't feel like it's adding up. Turns out that this family got their key from Cannonboard. That's right. During that arc from episodes 10 to 25, somewhere in that ballpark, Cannonboard got in touch with his human crime family and offered to collaborate together, and as proof of their collaboration, they would receive a Master Hashirian key. So that's an interesting thing that's going on. They're making deals with humans, which is really interesting because the ISA are also have also had discussions. It's like, yeah, I would trust Disrace a lot more than Cannonboard. He's easier to work with. When were you working with either of them? And how are you working with them? Because I am very curious about a lot of the stuff. Yeah, like I should also mention, yes, the Hashirian of the day is a boxing Hashirian that forces people to wear boxing gloves. But that's not the meat and potatoes of the episode. But he does attack the compound, and Sakito's forced to wear boxing gloves. So they have a boxing match, and then Ishiro, having finally obtained the key, he needs to help Sakito GTFO. So of course he tries to provide backup, but unfortunately Ishiro also is forced to wear boxing gloves. So they have like a boxing match, which is great because it's supposed to be a fair match. And of course, thankfully, they managed to double team and defeat him. And of course, when confronted about it, they do find out this crime family got the key from Cannonboard. But turns out the 3C trio did not even know about this deal. Like they're like, hey, no, for real, we did not know that the mayor of Viridian City, Giovanni, made a deal with our boss Giovanni. Okay, we did not know this. Okay, like we are in cahoots with our boss, but we're not that in cahoots. Which honestly, I feel like that creates a bigger wedge of trust between the Hashirians and the Three Seaters, which makes me really want to see them try to go through a redemption arc. But naturally, we go into a giant robot fight, and we have a really interesting combination. Boondario's got marine, off-road, and Beauty's spoiler wing thing. So it's really cool. It kind of reminds me of Kyoger 100 years later because you got stuff that's navy, purple, cyan, blue. We're mixing all these different shades of blue spectral colors. And unfortunately, yeah, it turns out the boxing match, Hashirian cheats because he has a wishing mallet that shrinks him into a tiny size. But don't worry, our heroes managed to defeat him, no problem, don't worry about it. And as a result, they managed to retrieve the Hashirian key, return it to the head of the Ice, and drives off. But of course, Ishiro is really apprehensive about letting them keep the key. And what does this mean for everyone? So I'm going to go into the negatives first about this episode. The one negative is while I'm glad that we see like that Amira's fiance back because I've wanted to see him back, we don't find out anything about him other than he's a fanboy. Why was he and Mira getting married? If this was a Mira focused episode, I'm pretty sure they would have mentioned it, but because this is an Ishiro focus episode, we never really got that opportunity. And honestly, I don't even think that Mira and the son were even able to exchange glances in the middle of the fight, for that matter. So that's one particular downside. But the upside is we're getting some really interesting, big, bit larger scope type of developments because we find out that, hey, turns out the Ice Age's been around for a lot longer than we've known. Ishiro and Taya are more in the loop about stuff that's been going on. And more importantly, the Hashirians are trying to make plans involving humans, not just the ISA, but even crime families. So what is going on here? That's what I want to know. So for that, I would give this episode an 8 out of 10. It would be a 9 if not for hey, I would like to know more about this crime family beyond just this one thing. Again, I mean, if they come back in a later episode that focuses on Mira, okay, you know what? I'll forgive it and retroactively raise it to a 9. But until then, this episode's an 8. It's really good, but it could be better. And that's saying something because, it's not like Godchild where you have an occasional good episode or decent episode. that could be better, but it's surrounded by a bunch of bad episodes. No, here we have a bunch of good episodes in this season, but this just happens to be a weaker one. And it makes me sad that it is a weaker one because we get so much development. But hey, them's the breaks. I uttered such a night though. Anyways, so that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. There aren't any live chat comments tonight, unfortunately. I think it's because it's like, I don't know, the last Thursday of summer. Make the most of it. Do whatever you want to do. But if you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos. We do Ultraman Arc on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gav on Wednesdays, Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger on Thursdays, and Kamen Rider Gaim on Sundays. We also have a lot of Power Morphicon interviews that we're still uploading, and definitely check those out. We have James Davies and Jason Chen as some of the more recent interviews, so definitely check those out. And check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews. We did both Speed movies, both Mask movies, and today we'll be covering a film that combines an actor from both of those two movies. What's that movie? Well, you guys should know by now. It's Dumb and Dumber. Classic film. Definitely check it out. We'll be doing it in 20 minutes as the time of this recording because it's at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So don't be late for that. Be sure to check that out. If you want to follow my personal content, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And with all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, up the emergency kits, hug your loved ones, and we'll see you all next time.